Hello guys and welcome to today's episode. We'll be asking all of the 5 big questions and we'll be doing how to turn a normal sentence into a question sentence. Now, how do we do this? So it's quite easy really. You add a question word in the front and then the verb usually follows, but we'll get into it in a moment. We'll see why it's not applicable for everything. Then we'll be doing the passive sentence, or how to turn the passive sentence into a question. That's a little bit more advanced and I wouldn't recommend that you do it at this stage. I just thought it'd be nice to have everything together. Let's get right into it. The basic active sentence. Let's take a look at our old friend. Seun skop die bal. The boy kicks the ball. Wat skop die seun? This question is a little bit ambiguous. It can either mean what is kicking the boy or what is the boy kicking. Wat skop die seun? So the reason for this being that the object is omitted and we're not quite sure what the subject is. In this context, it makes sense that the boy is our subject. So, die seun skop die bal. Wat skop die seun? You see, we don't ask die bal again. That is our object. So, yeah, object can now be either our subject or our object. That's why it's a bit ambiguous. But we understand. Die seun skop die bal, and that's our answer as well. The boy kicks the ball. Wie? Wie skop die bal? So here we have our object. So it's clear that that an action is being done to it and it does not do the action. So, wie skop die bal? Die seun skop die bal. Simple, pretty simple, I think. Waar skop die seun die bal? Where does the boy kick the ball? Seun skop die bal op die grasperk. Die seun skop die bal op die grasperk. Waar skop die seun die bal? Where does the boy kick the ball? Boy kicks the ball on the lawn. Waar skop die seun die bal? You see our word order changed a little. First it's a question word, then it's our verb, and then it's our subject, and then it's our object. So it's question word, verb, subject, object. Die seun is our subject, die bal is our object. Wanneer skop die seun die bal? When does the boy kick the ball? Die seun skop die bal nou. The boy is kicking the ball now. Once again. Waar skop die seun die bal? Question word, verb, subject, object. That's the word order when we have questions. Waarom or hoekom skop die seun die bal? Die seun wil speel. Why does the boy kick the ball? The boy wants to play. Wanneer and hoekom mean the exact same thing, and here once again we can see the normal pattern for a question. Waarom or hoekom, those are question words. Skop, verb. Seun die bal, subject, object. How do you turn a normal sentence into a question sentence? Die seun skop die bal. Now that's quite simple. You just put the verb in front. Verb, subject, object. And you add a little bit of tone, like, what? So, die seun skop die bal turns into skop die seun die bal. Really guys, it's that simple. You just put the verb in front and with a little bit of tone, you ask your question. Skop die seun die bal. Verb, subject, object. Die meisie dans. Dans die meisie? I don't know. So that is how you turn a normal sentence into the question sentence. Our passive form. Okay, it gets a little bit more tricky here because remember, in our passive form, or in our leidende vorm, the subject and the object is switched around. So, die bal word deur die seun geskop. Now, something you need to know before you really start diving too deep into this is that deur introduces the subject. So, when you have a sentence and you see deur, then you know the subject is following. So object first, verb, and then we introduce the subject by deur. Die bal word deur die seun geskop. When we ask the question in the passive form, deur wie is die bal geskop? By whom is the ball kicked? Now you can ask it like this, it's a legitimate question. Deur wie, that denotes the subject. By whom is the ball kicked? Deur wie word die bal geskop? Deur and word. Now see, this is a little bit different because we're asking about the subject. The subject needs to have its deur, the introduction to the subject, as well as the subject put in the beginning of the sentence, because that is what we're asking for. So it doesn't follow the pattern word deur. In this case, it would be deur word. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's just talking about the different word order of deur and word. I hope this doesn't confuse you too much. If it did, please click off. Don't be confused anymore. But if you're still here, great. Tick it. Okay, so when we ask the question, wat word deur die seun geskop? We're asking, what is being kicked by the boy? We're asking, what is the object? That's really our question. Okay? Wat word deur die seun geskop? So you can see once again, deur sticks with die seun. And this is important. This forms part in the question of die seun. So this is almost group it together just to keep yourself sane. So keep it together because you'll see why in a moment. Wat word deur die seun geskop? What is kicked by the boy? Die bal word deur die seun geskop. When we have the next question, wanneer word die bal geskop? Here's why. Here's why I said keep deur with die seun. Why would you add it if it has no purpose? It does not introduce the subject because there is no subject in this sentence. Wanneer word die bal geskop? When is the ball kicked? Where's our subject? It does not have a subject, just the verb and the object. Well, just an object really that we're asking for. So we're not concerned about who kicks it. We're concerned about when is the ball kicked. When is the deed done? So, wanneer word die bal geskop? When is the ball kicked? Die bal is nou geskop. Die bal is nou geskop. Remember our is rule. Check back to our passive sentence for video. I think I did it in that video. Explained why. So, die bal is deur die seun geskop. The ball is kicked by the boy. Oh, die bal is nou geskop. Sorry. Die bal is nou geskop. The ball is kicked now. You can also say, wanneer is die bal deur die seun geskop? It's unnecessary because you're not concerning yourself with the boy, but you can say it. Wanneer word die bal deur die seun geskop? And when you answer, you just have to have that deur die seun as well. So, die bal word nou deur die seun geskop. I hope this makes sense. I really do. Waar word die bal geskop? Once again, you can say waar word die bal geskop or waar word die bal deur die seun geskop. Waar word die bal geskop is more than enough. Waar word die bal geskop? Where is the ball kicked? The ball is kicked on the lawn. Die bal is geskop op die grasperk. So you can also say die bal is deur die seun geskop op die grasperk. Now our last question. Waarom word die bal geskop? Or waarom or hoekom word die bal deur die seun geskop? Now you can't really say speel die seun wil. It doesn't really work. Yeah, I just have to say die seun wil speel. So this is a very basic sentence because it only has a subject and a verb. There is no object. We're not concerning ourselves with the object in this case. We're more concerned about the motivations about the subject. So die seun wil speel. So when we have that basic sentence, die seun wil speel, there's only a subject and a verb, wil speel. Now, this might seem like a lot, but trust me, as soon as you get the hang of it, it becomes natural. This is just my attempt in breaking it down into learnable ways without just practicing and not really understanding what you're practicing. Ja, waarom or hoekom word die bal deur die seun geskop? Seun wil speel. And that's it, guys. That's really all there is to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really do put a lot of effort into these videos, so I would appreciate maybe just leaving a like. If you're bold, maybe even subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you next episode.